James Elder, IFL TV, MTK Global, promoter Eddie Hearn with the workout today for Tony Bellew, David HAYE 2, repeat or revenge. Looking very debonair, old sir.
It's sort of like dressing like an old man trying to be cool, James.
Like that, like that.
Got jeans on with a blazer, little double-breasted, little cheeky coal hands on here in the world. You know what I mean?
What's going on?
We're trying. A few people looking at me, massive turnout, going around. I mean, look, up there, look. It's a great spot. Obviously, we're in the city, and everyone, like my mates who work in the city, they're all down here. And because people are very excited by the fight, it's a fight that grabs the casuals' attention. And it's a 50-50. No one knows what's going to happen. And it's a great card as well. You got Wilder against Tennyson, it's a 50-50 fight. You've got Ryder against Cox, a 50-50 fight. You've got Paul Butler fighting for the world title against Rodriguez, really tough fight. You've got Leroy Thomas defending his Commonwealth heavyweight title. They do it, Paulie, right, mate? Against Joe Joyce, his first real test. You've got Boazzi on the card as well. It's a massive, massive night of boxing. And the big one, Bellew HAYE 2, or according to David HAYE, he's moved it. He bought his own banner. HAYE Bellew.
That's brilliant, isn't it?
You can't buy that kind of ego.
Speaking of people sort of getting involved, inspirational stuff yesterday from Adam Morley, depending how you look at it. What were your thoughts on that?
Listen, as a promoter, someone who understands and reacts to and analyses digital numbers and views and impressions, it was absolute gold. I mean, I don't know what he was doing. I don't know if he was joking. I don't think he was.
It was aimed a bit, it was aimed at you as well. He turned around and said, and you.
No, that's Bellew.
Was that a Bellew?
Yeah, it's a Bellew. But, if you want to wind me up, James, don't. But what I said to him, Aldi, what I said to him this morning was, I went, that was quality, that was. I said, was that on a wind-up? And he looked at me like I was mad, so I went, oh no, I'm joking. So obviously it weren't a wind-up. Tomorrow will be interesting, because Morley will be there, but Richard Schaefer will be there as well.
How is Schaefer with you at the moment? I know you're very pleased about the impressions and stuff.
I think that was first, but we've spoken since and everything was cool. I hope he just comes out a few popcorn jibes at the presser tomorrow.
I don't think you'd be best pleased if you went into full shape.
No, I wouldn't do that in front of him. I wouldn't do that in front of him.
Leroy Thomas.
Return of Leroy. How are you, Leroy?
That's Leroy.
Looks best pleased to be back.
Yeah, he's over the moon, isn't he?
I bet you're sticking a sight of Leroy.
I know. I felt a bit for Dave Allen, but obviously it's a co-promotion, so they have slots on the card. And when Nicole phoned me up and said we want to do Leroy Thomas against Joe Joyce, I was like, oh. But you know what? There was parts of me that after the Dave Allen Leroy Thomas fight, I think we should just move on.
You think he could have been a boogeyman for Dave Allen?
Maybe, but maybe just move on. Maybe just, I don't know. Sometimes things aren't meant to be, and maybe that weren't meant to be for Dave Allen. But he fights again, I think, this Saturday. He'll try and get him out in Newcastle as well, and then I think he'll be ready for a title shot.
Is it good he's keeping himself busy until he can get a big match on the card, rather than sitting there eating KFC and being negative?
He can get on the matchroom cards, but he sort of announces himself that he's on at Walsall Town Hall, and it's great because Dave's still learning. He's only just started taking the game seriously, so he's diving into these fights in these big, like Bramall Lane and stuff like that. The last Brook card, and maybe he weren't ready for it. Maybe, I don't know, but any time in the ring is valuable, and if he can keep doing that, keep himself busy, he's gonna get a big fight. He phoned me up recently and told me about the offer that Warren had made about the Dubois fight, and it was shit money for someone like Dave Allen, who has actually built himself now into a name. But it's a lot of money for Dave Allen in comparison to his past. So he said to me, oh, what do you think? I said, listen, if you fancy it, mate, it ain't up to me, it's up to you. All I tell you is that money is going to keep on going up and up and up as your profile continues to rise, and every win you have. Because they look at Dave Allen. I said to Dave, Dave, what do you think that you're being used, mate? That's all, as an opponent. No problem with being used as an opponent as long as they pay the money, and that ain't enough money. He's not an opponent anymore, Dave Allen. He's a name, he's a good fighter, and people want to see him fight. So there's no rush. There's no rush. He'll make his money.
Loads of stuff I want to talk about, but I want to talk about, do you feel you've got the strongest stable in British boxing currently? There's been a lot of topical stuff about whose stable's stronger, etc. Do you feel your stable's in a strong position at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, look, I saw the stuff yesterday, the BT stuff and stuff like that, and I've got to say it's brilliant for the sport of boxing. You have a broadcaster there who's trying to compete with Sky, who ITV are coming on, who are more focused on box office stuff. You've got Channel 5 showing some good boxing as well. So I think it's just wonderful news for fight fans. Do I think we've got the best stable? On absolute country mile, but I'm not putting up pictures of everyone saying we've got the best stable, because I don't view the competition like that. And I don't mean to sound arrogant, but I don't see Warren as a competitor to me, really. I see someone that's in my marketplace, who's trying to compete with me, who's trying to take a share in the marketplace. So I have to take him seriously and I have to keep my eye on it, but I don't see Warren, I don't think that Matchroom is a competitor of Frank Warren. I think Cyclone and Hennessy Sports and people like that are competitors to Frank Warren. And then you've got the big boys, which is us, which is Top Rank, which is Golden Boy, which is Al Heyman. And obviously with what we're doing in America, already on HBO, but then next week when we drop the bomb, we are on another level to, you know, to Frank and people like that. And it's not, you know, obviously I've had a lot of beef and mucking around with the guys in America, Shirley and Al and all that sort of stuff, but I think what Frank's doing is great. You have to respect Frank because he's been around a long time. I have to give him respect, but I don't like, yesterday was basically an Eddie Hearn press conference. Right, every clip that went out, particularly from you guys, was Eddie Hearn related, and it was a bit cringe really, because it was like, you're supposed to be talking about the fighters and the new platform. I don't know, because when he signed with BT, I thought it was a long-term deal, but he's just renewed the deal because it was up after a year, so I'm not sure. But listen, Frank won't give in, you know, he'll always carry on, but like boxing, there's levels to the game, and you know, I'm really comfortable with our position, not just in the British market, because obviously we're number one, but in the global market, and that's what's important to me. Britain will always be my beating heart. It'll always be the market that matters to me most. But we're a global business, and I'm looking to take a position in a global boxing market. I'm looking to build a stable like never seen before in world boxing. We've already got the best stable in the UK, now we're going to get the best stable in the US.
All talk last week was obviously regarding the Joshua, the Wilder offer. I think the stuff regarding Amir Khan and Kell Brooks was slipped under the radar. I mean, after that last good win for Khan against Wilder Greco, are we any closer in terms of seeing Brook versus Khan coming to fruition?
I don't know, I've got a meeting with Amir on Friday and his dad. I've run the numbers for Brook Khan, they're huge. Yeah.
Is it possible? Are the guys?
I think so. I mean, I think both of the guys want the fight, and both of the guys also want another fight in the summer. They've been out for a while, coming back from injuries. Amir just got what, 30 seconds, so that's no problem. We can do the fight in November, December. You've got Wilder Joshua as well, which I think will get over the line. I do. That's going to be, I don't know, October, November. So it's just a case of making sure that our schedule looks great and that the big marquee fights are all in place and obviously don't clash.
What is it going to take to get you guys together, yourself, Shelley Finkel, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, to sit around the table and get this?
I don't think we need to sit around the table. I mean, I think that it's pretty obvious that while Shelley's sending emails to the press, like all sharing our emails together, it's never going to get made that way. So we're speaking to Al. We had some positive conversations this week. We've put together some very simple questions that we need to answer before we move forward. And I saw Frank saying, well, you don't do it like that. You accept the deal and then talk about the contract after. No, mate. I mean, he ain't been around 50 million fight deals. He ain't been around a fighter like Anthony Joshua. So we know what we're doing, and we've looked after his career extremely well, and we will protect him. We will make sure his rights are respected and protected, and we'll make the decision. I can't tell you whether we accept the deal because there's a few very basic things that we need to know before we accept it, and that's been put forward. They'll come back this week, and then we'll try and get some momentum. But I'm confident that this fight will get made.
I mean, from the Wilder Joshua point of view, are you in talks with any other fighters regarding Joshua's next fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
A stalemate.
Yeah, I'm in talks with World of Boxing for Alexander Povetkin. He's our mandatory. So, you know, if we don't fight Wilder, we may have to fight Povetkin, or we may put in a request for a voluntary, which may or may not get passed. So, we want to fight Wilder. And I saw Frank stuff as well. Oh no, Eddie don't want to fight Wilder. Why? It's $50 million. It's a chance for my client, my mate, the guy that I took from the amateurs for his pro debut to become the undisputed. Fuck the money. Like, you can't ever take that away. You know, even for me to say I was there, to say I was involved. But for Anthony, that's what he wants. So, and he's the boss. Again, some promoters are the boss. Some promoters run a slave trade. We don't. We don't work like that. So what we do is, Anthony's the boss. If Anthony and Rob McCracken tell me they want the fight, this fight is happening. And what they've told me is, what I've said as well, we are interested, let's find out some more information. So that's what we're doing. And I'm going to go low key on it, I'm going to go a little bit behind closed doors, and I'm going to work very hard to give the fans what they want. This fight could get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. We don't live in that world anymore. We live in a world where you want it now. And the only way we can keep moving the sport forward is to give the fans what they want.
Watched a video on YouTube, someone sent me the other day of you and the geezer from the Boxing Voice going absolutely ham. Yeah. I've got to say, your words of praise for IFL TV, the people are sending me the quotes.
At the end of the day, right, there's guys who have an agenda and there's guys who want to ask you posing questions. Mate, you can ask me, as I always said, I'm never going to an interview and say, oh, don't talk to me about that, don't ask me. People sometimes go to me, just to let you know what I'm going to ask you. I go, no, don't worry about that, just ask me. And people sometimes criticise you and Coogan because you ask a question, oh, you didn't really dig into it. You ask like more posing questions than anyone, particularly Coogan. But it's our job to ask. The way that you've become so big, the way that me has become so big is because people know that I'm going to answer you, I'm going to tell you the truth in my interviews. So, or whether you think I'm telling you the truth or not, I'm going to answer you. You know, I don't care what you ask me. But this can only work if those kind of questions are asked. But with that interview, it was like, I know, like they're so close with like Wilder and Heyman. It was like, you know, this. He said to me, well, you know, you should just agree the fight, and then sometimes the contracts don't even get signed until fight night. It's like, you think I would let my fighter go into a fight without a signed contract? Like, because what happens is, when you accept the fight, imagine, James, Joshua comes out and goes, Deontay, I accept the 50 million, send me a contract. The world goes nuts, yeah? Oh my God, it's on. The truth is, it's not on. So until it's on, why even tell the public? Why let them down? When it's on, we will make an announcement that will just be so great for the sport of boxing. Not it's on, then you send us a bullshit contract and it's not on, and then we all look like mugs. And it's like, chill. We're interested. This is what we need to know. From now, send us a contract. Actually, after you answer those questions, we might be in a position to say, okay, we can progress the contract.
With the people involved in this, surely you must be confident that they are serious, with the likes of the boxing people and the history of the deals. Are you confident that the money is there?
I've never said these people aren't serious. Until we know the structure of the deal, I can't tell you whether that's serious. Because they could come back with terms that are unacceptable. And they know a lot of the terms that are acceptable and unacceptable. It would be very easy for them to say, oh, it has to be like this. And they know we can't take it. You know, so, like this guy said, oh, you know, has Al Heyman ever bounced a cheque on you? I said, he's never given me a cheque. What do you mean he's never given you a cheque? I said, he's a manager. Why would he give me a cheque? What, you're telling me Al Heyman's never paid you? No, of course not.
I felt a bit sorry for him at that point.
I know,
well, he was trying to go in, but he got his facts a little bit wrong.
So, Al Heyman's never paid me a penny. You know, how many Al Heyman fighters have I paid? Fucking loads. A lot of money. But Al Heyman is very bright, he's very powerful, and I don't question necessarily his ability to raise finances. What I do question is the obligations of my client in a super
TV obligations, his
loads of things, sponsorship, the venue, the escrow, like there's loads of things that are very important to us saying, if we won't waste, if they come back with positive answers, we're really not wasting each other's time, we should move forward on this. If they come back with no, actually it's going to be like that, we might turn around and go, mate, this can't work. But all I'm telling you, which I've told you before, we want to make the fight. Anthony wants the fight, okay? And we're very interested in the offer. Just got to find out a little bit. But I'm going low key. I'm working hard behind closed doors to try and give you this fight. And Anthony, because again, people say, oh, Frank yesterday. Oh, Eddie don't want it, you know. But it ain't up to me. I go to my boss, which is Anthony Joshua, and I say, Anthony, this is what's been presented. I'm happy with the terms. Okay, legal's looking at the contract. Anthony don't want to go through it. You know, he's going to look at the contract. He's going to study it. He's bright, but he needs the help and the guidance on this, and he knows that. He's had it his whole career, and look where we are. So, no rants, no calling people other names, and let's try and make it happen.
Have you got any sort of future plans to make Anthony Joshua an ambassador of Matchroom? Because we don't know what the long-term strategy is for yourself and him.
We do a lot of business together, which people don't know about. And he's a big part of our business. We're very proud to represent him. He has a great deal with us. We do a great job for him. I'm so proud of him and the fact that I've represented him from the debut. And we have a very strong relationship with him and Rob McCracken. And we work together as a team. We take our time. We look at the options. We look at, in this case, the deals. No choices, have we? Yeah, I know. Imagine that. Imagine the views. So yeah, we're working hard. We're working hard to give you the fight that world boxing wants, and I think world boxing should get.
Alright, well, if anything changes, we're here, we're on hand waiting for some news regarding what is going to be happening with the Wilder Joshua fight. The whole world wants to know, really.
Yeah, I know.
Oh boy, see you soon.
Cheers, mate.